debacle that ended with the Royal County heading back to Meath with the Christy Ring Cup under the mistaken belief that they had won a game that had in fact finished in a draw. The replay finally took place yesterday, and what a game it was. Barely 3 minutes on the clock, and the first score was goal number 1 for Antrim through corner forward Kieran Clark. Antrim went on to establish a foothold in the game, and by the 25th minute they took a 4-point lead through Conor Johnston with this exquisite effort from far out on the left. Meath kept in touch through the free taking of captain James Torr, and it wasn't until the 35th minute that they got their first score from play through midfielder Stephen Morris to reduce Antrim's lead to 5 approaching half-time. Just on the stroke of half-time, disaster struck for Meath. Antrim had their second goal through Conor Johnston with a great finish, and they headed for the dressing room with a healthy 8-point cushion at the break. The second half began with another Meath comeback, and 5 minutes in they had the goal they needed when Neil Heffernan pounced, and despite the weak shot, the ball ended up in the back of the net. The gap was suddenly down to 4 points. 2 minutes later and the gap was down to 2, and midfielder Sean Heavey hit a superb point from a difficult angle, and it was very much game on again. With 15 minutes left, it was a drawn match when the boys in green hit their second goal, again through full forward Neil Heffernan, and now they had the momentum and they led for the very first time in the match. But Antrim, to their credit, hung in, and the move of Niall McKenna to full forward paid dividends, with this score closing the gap to 2, even though it needed the intervention of Hawkeye to be certain. The slimmest of margins separated them with less than 10 minutes to play when the stationing of Niall McKenna at the edge of the square paid off again with his neat old-school flick to the back of the Meath net. And lo and behold, less than 50 seconds later, Meath went down the other end, and Stephen Clinch finished off a great move to re-establish their 1-point lead with 5 minutes to play. Meath added to their lead in the dying minutes to leave a 3-point gap. Only a goal would do with time up, and on the second attempt, Darren Hamill rattled the back of the Meath net. We were heading for extra time. Martin Ennis's men must have felt they had won this cup on a number of occasions at this point, and when Gavin McGowan got their 4th goal in the first period of extra time, it looked like they had it again. In the second period, Antrim struck back with their 5th goal through sub James Connolly, and we were level once more. It was looking like we would have a third instalment of this amazing contest. But with time almost up, Meath fought and scrapped and managed to win a free inside the Antrim half of the field. Up stepped Stephen Clinch once again, and he made no mistake to win the day, and the cup was heading back to Trim, this time for good. An amazing game and a credit to both sides. Final score, Meath 4-21, Antrim 5-17.
These guys are serious men. They've been knocked, they've got up, knocked again, and they've got up again. You know what I mean? And it's great for hurling in Meath, and it's a lesson to all kids out there. You know what I mean? That when you're knocked, just get back up again and have another go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well said, Martin, and it's a fantastic achievement. Well done to them. Well, now it's time for